Alright guys, a lot of you have been asking for my Gloria build, so here it is. And I just want to let everybody know that this build isn't 100% done, and it's also got a lot of things you can do to modify it. This is a baseline kind of build, so there's a lot of little things you can do to tweak it. So
Hey, I'm tough
things
enough.
I do really recommend are just running the base gun, just running Sweetheart, because everything is going to be based off how many procs you can get, how fast. And you're going to get 2 extra turrets from there. You're going to get one from that, and you're going to get another one from one of her passives, which I'll explain later. And you can get up to 11 turrets that way. So I'll explain how all that's done. So you really want Lightning Retribution with an upgrade on it. Get that up to rank 12. The gun only has a few stats on it. Actually, I think it's just primary skill damage. Like I explained in my max video, you can look at all of what can pop up here. So for Gloria, you want primary skill damage. You want skill. Let's just go over some of them here so I can see. You want skill damage, skill crit rate. You want skill charge rate is actually very important. You want Arbiter of Thunder damage. You want primary skill damage. You do not need minor skill damage. And there's one more. You want there it is, the skill crit damage multiplier. And obviously you want to try to get as many of those on gold attributes as you can. Let's see here, just one thing real quick. The cores. Oh, I recently recorded somebody else because I was doing another build. Just skill power is what you want to run for her. So, not super complicated. For the energy and the movement, you don't need anything in particular. So what you want to do is you want to match your duos. I highly recommend Duo Thunderstorm. It just does a ton of extra damage. It's 200% more Thunder Perk damage. Now you want to add on to that, and there's a couple options you can add on to that, and I'll explain that when I get down to jewelry. But basically you just want to match these two to whatever you need for your duos, and that's how you're going to get those. I have gotten just awful drops for this. I've done probably 30 or 40 VF5s, and I've only gotten one red as for Colonel, but like I'm just getting like nothing. But there's a couple good ones you could put on. This is the only one that I've actually got that's any good. This is the one that gives you the extra turret cap. It's one under what your normal max is. So if your normal max, so if you have the passive that gives you +2, which I have also not gotten, it bumps you up. In addition to the other one, it'll bump you up to a max of 6, and then this perk will give you another 5 on top of it. And the cool thing about this one is it drops them all at once every time you drop a ticket or a turret. So if you're doing something like really high level CAs and you're moving a lot and you don't really have time to drop a lot of turrets, this will instantly drop 1 plus up to all the additional maxes all at once. So it's pretty nice. There's another good one though that does, I think it's like 300% weak spot damage, but I'll go through these later. Beat kind of same thing. Now armor. Let's see, there is one. You're gonna be looking for passes more than anything because you can change all the other stats. So you really want when Gloria's skills crit, turrets attack an additional time for once a second. That is essentially doubling your damage. It's insane. You need that. This one's also pretty good. For every 100 points of max shields, you get 3% fire rate on your turrets. Again, that's just increasing how frequently you're proccing everything. It's giving you more chain lightnings, which is giving you more thunderbolts, which is giving you even more thunderbolts, and so on. When I show you some of the videos, it's kind of ridiculous. Okay, so then we have increased skill crit rate. You're not using your weapon for this build, so you don't need it. So that one's really good. Also, this if Thunder Strike hits a single target, increases damage by 100%. That's really good. It makes you do a lot more damage against bosses. Thunderous Vision you need. It took me so long to get this, and then it came with a QB passive. I was so mad. So yeah, you could potentially get a way better perk on this, but Thunderous Vision you practically need for this build. Yeah, every time Chain Lightning hits an enemy, you get a Thunderous Vision. And then with Thunder Falling Duo, it's 2 Thunder Strikes. It's insane. So you need this. Like I said, the Duo perk Thunderstorm, very good. This is the only one I've gotten. It's got a crap passive on it. You could probably get one with a better passive. Yeah, and then when R1 primary deals damage, restore 30% primary charge. Keeping up your turret charges is very important. That's another part of why skill charge rate is so important for this build. You're going to be throwing a lot of turrets, and you're going to be building up a lot of turrets. And on the higher level CAs, the turrets are going to die fairly quickly, so you need to constantly be respawning. And you need to be just chucking turrets like crazy. So that's what this is for. And increased final crit damage and more crit rate, also very important. That fortune skill I do want to replace. I just haven't been getting enough lightning chips, so that's just what I'm stuck with right now. So with that, let's go into some of the other things you could be running with this build. And one of these it's basically a free CA 70 clear if you can get this, and I do not have this perk, so I am very upset. But if you get you get Fog of Storm Surge, so that you're popping a Fog of Desire every second, and then there's this one? No. Which one? It's this one. And then Desire's Folly. So I do not have Desire's Folly, otherwise you could use this combo extremely easily. And then every Fog of Desire that's out is going to be taking down percentage damage, and they're going to be everywhere. Which you'll also see if you run Blizzard, because that's another combo you could kind of do. You run that or Security. And that's another build I'm going to show. I'm going to show you my my Blizzard Proto Strike build. That's a fairly fun one. It's not quite as effective as the Fog one, but you know, you roll with the punches. That's what you get. Most of these other duos aren't going to be super effective. Some of these work on Charm, and then the Charm is throw Thunder Strikes. It's not a lot of extra damage. There's a Thunder QB build I'm working on for Colonel, but that'll be another video. Triggers Soundwave, triggers Stellar Mark, triggers Scorched Earth, triggers Rich Privilege. Yeah, these all just trigger other things. So this one is particularly good. I would be running this if I had it on a good piece of gear, but I do not. It's on a trash piece of gear that has something much better for me. But if you do get it and it's and you can slot it into your build without sacrificing too much, I highly recommend it. Really strong. And then Blizzard. Now Blizzard just by itself is pretty good, so that's worth throwing on into the build. And finally, let's get into the last part, the potentials. Alright, anything that's weapon-based we're not using, so this we don't use. L2, she doesn't have an L2 skill for that weapon. Not great. L2 weapon charge, reload speed, don't care. Weapon rate of fire, don't care. Shield into weapon-based damage, don't care. Hit what? Don't care. And weapon damage, don't care. Okay, yeah, so only these last three. This is the one I was talking about, increasing primary weak part damage by 300%. That one is really good. That's going to drop on your skill chip that you get from farming Viral Frenzy. That one's really good. The one that marks weak parts, not as good. And when R1 primary hits an enemy, increase Gloria's damage against that enemy by 8%. Now, I believe anything that's Gloria's damage also affects her turrets, by the way that some of the other stuff is worded, and like the way that her gigantification works, because it says it buffs Gloria's damage, but it also buffs her turrets. So that one's not terrible. And your R1 primaries are going to be hitting a lot more frequently than 10 times every 2 seconds. So that should be at 80% damage all the time. For R1 primaries, these are the big ones. This one's really, really good. Buffs the primary damage, obviously, but then you get the extra charge rate, which is really good. I wish I had that one. I don't. I would replace one of those dead ones I have in an instant with that, if I could. This one, not so good. I pop her ultimate just like kind of like when I get it. Just to, if I have a stock of spare turrets at the moment. If you blow your ult, you do not have a large stock of turrets, you're tanking your damage, actually. But yeah, blowing your ult does obviously give you all those chips that you can run around and pick up that boost your damage for a little while. But I don't think it's really worth taking this one. The enhanced turrets continuously deal 300 damage to enemies within 5 meters. Now, that I believe that's a range nerf. So I don't take this one personally, just because it shortens the range, and oftentimes that's pretty important, whether you realize it or not when you're fighting things. So that's just a personal preference thing. If you want to play around with that and you think it's great, go for it, but I don't like it. And then this one's also pretty good. Usually your shield's going to be around 4k running around, so that's not terrible as and that's base damage on the gun, so that does get increased by all the other stuff. Not the best perk, but still pretty good. This one is okay. Because I believe it buffs the turret's damage by 40%. Not the greatest. And all these other ones are general ones, so they don't really do it. I don't think any of these really do anything. There is a Gloria ult build that would work really well for, but it's not worth it, in my opinion. It's more of a fun build. It's not an end game build. It's not a meta build at all. And then this one's not worth it either. They're only boosted for 10 seconds. It's not great. Now, there's quite a few good passives. This is the one that I'm using. Increase final crit damage, and 1.5% is massive because that's after all other modifiers have been applied. Even after all your crit damage multipliers have been applied, they are then multiplied again by 1.5. So that is absolutely massive. And then the crit rate is nice on top of that. Evasion cap, we don't care. Perks. Now, you shouldn't be going straight thunder. You should be adding something else in. I'm showing you this build as a straight thunder because it's the baseline. And you should be able to take this base build and then decide what duo you want to throw in there yourself, with all the information I've given you. You don't want this one. There's one that's the opposite of that. You want that one. Should be in here. This one's okay. It's nice for survivability. But you're typically not deploying summons that fast to the point where it's going to be giving you any kind of large damage boost. Even if you're throwing, even if you got that skill chip perk that I have, you're throwing sets of between 2 and 5 up at a time at most. So that's 25% damage bonus for 5 seconds. But if you're throwing a bunch back to back, it can add up to like maybe 100%. But in a grand scheme of things, that's not a lot. And then it's only for 5 seconds, and then you got to wait for all your stuff to charge. So not worth it. All right, which team? This is the one that I'm using from the skill chip. Increase Gloria's damage by 80, and then that one's the one that gets reduced by how many summons she has. So don't take that one. Each one that's destroyed or been recalled increases your damage by 30% for 10 seconds. Now this one, I would argue, is decent, at least decent enough to take for the higher CA levels, because they are going to be destroyed rather quickly. Or you're going to be also throwing, every time you throw a turret with this perk on, it's going to do that. But I've never actually seen that one drop. That one might drop from skill chip. So if it does, then you can't use them together. But it's decent, but I still think this one's significantly better. So if it's between the two, take the one that I prefer. And this one is absurdly good. I really wish I had it. I'm just not getting a lot of Gloria drops. I don't know what the deal is. I've been farming this game almost exclusively on Gloria for like 2 weeks or more, and I'm not getting any of this. So at least I can tell you guys what to use if you have it. So that's it. Normally what I use this build for is Viral Frenzy. So I'm just going to show you a really quick example of how easy this is. And oh, you know what? Actually, I can kind of show you this too. Let's get to the team leaderboard for Viral Frenzy. And these were all carries. So I am rank 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I see they tried to beat my scores. This guy was at 3rd place or 4th place yesterday with 12 seconds. He tried to do another run and beat me, but only got 1 second off. I was all the other positions. Oh, there's another one that popped up onto the top 10 that wasn't there yesterday. But yeah, most of these are me carrying people with this build. Like I think that guy's like, yeah, like these guys are pretty low rank people. They got purple gear on, and hi, I apologize if that offended you, but I'm just trying to point out the fact that that you can easily carry people with this build.
To try this.
So
Who told you this was a
BF is pretty easy. And you're done. After this, you pretty much just sit here and carry your turrets. Usually what I like to do is I'll go up here and for some reason you gotta like get over a certain amount. That's what I was trying to do, crawl up to the end, but you can just repair them from here and relax, and this is how I got all my top score times. Yeah, it's that easy. I really wish I knew what decided the repair rate of these. Like that one's already at like 50%. This one's still over 50%. Like how much of the yellow meter you're repairing on it. And actually, what I'd like you to do is go to the official Discord, and it's today the 22nd. On the 22nd today, I posted in the suggestions thread. You see all those little blue carrots above the turrets? I put a suggestion there that they show the condition of the turret. So they'll go down to yellow or red, depending on whatever's lower, either how much damage they've taken or how desperate they are in need of repair. And it becomes really hard to see these like little circles on the ground when you're doing anything with a lot of enemies. Like if I wasn't instant killing everything here, there'd be a lot of enemies running around right now, and it'd be kind of hard to see these circles on the ground. But the carrots you can see from across the map. And you can repair the turrets from really far. So, is it a blade? It is a blade. She's dead.
Ready?
I like getting blade because it's easiest to skip her phase 2. You can skip any boss's phase 2 actually. If the damage you do that takes them past the threshold of going into the next phase, it fulfills 2 conditions. One, it has to stun them or paralyze them or break apart or something like that. And 2, it has to do enough damage to finish killing them completely. If you do both of those things, they'll just die. I've seen it happen on the dragon, Wu Xiang or whatever it's called, in there. I've seen it on several other bosses. Some bosses seem immune to it, while other bosses aren't. So but for every boss, it's always consistent. So I know, like Blade, for example, it's really easy to get her to go and skip phase 2 everything, because it's really easy to stun her with that first hit. Ow. I like the reach on that chain lightning. I got that perk that increases the reach. I think that one went like all the way around and ended up hitting that bomber back in that corner. What happened to my turret?
This is what we do.
I broke it. I break my turrets. It doesn't usually happen. So yeah, if you I'm on the official Discord quite a bit, so if you ever want to like pop in looking for group, or if you want to pop in the VC chat, if I'm on, I'm more likely than not to stop in the VC chat just to say hi, at least. But I'll usually see what people are doing, and if you're on PlayStation, then I'll probably run something with you. I do carries all day long. Like no matter what I'm doing, I'm either doing CA carries. I carried 2 people to CA 60 yesterday. Actually, I did technically to 61. I cleared 64. I carry people in VF5 constantly. I mean, look at this, the leaderboards, the group leaderboards that I just showed them to you. What am I talking about? Yeah, so it's like I'm always doing carry. Ooh, I actually skipped Heimdall phase 2. Look at that. That was nice. Oh, hello, freeze there. And I'm gonna do a let's do 65. Let's do CA 65. I think that'll be a good thing, because if I do anything higher than that, I might be there for a while, and I don't want the video to be that long. It's already like half an hour, so let's not push it anymore. And remember, I'm doing this without fog. I want to say like 95% of the people that have cleared CA 70 have used the fog perk that I was talking about earlier. So let's do a 65. And am I on Frenzy? I'm on Frenzy's good for her. Also, cluster offensive is pretty good for her. It just kind of depends on what you're doing, but I think this one gives you a speed boost. Is it? Is this the one? Yeah, I kind of like the speed boost. I'm gonna stick with that. Reason being is when you're doing Proto, I just hate the AoEs that pop up. They don't even give you enough time to like react and hit dodge unless you're like really in try hard mode. So I just like to be able to run and dodge most of the crap without having to hit my dodge button. Otherwise, I'm just constantly hitting my dodge button, and then I run out of dodges, and I get hit.
To try this.
So
Who told
kind of
you
annoying.
this was a fair fight?
And the strategy I like to do for these is all 6 is good. I'll sit here and see these numbers flying. Oh, let's do that. Yeah, those elites are eating some of the damage pretty good. They're going down now. A lot of the enemies just attack the turrets, which is nice, especially because you can just keep repairing them. And with those perks and stuff that I have on, you'll see how fast they're charging, and it keeps jumping up in charges like practically faster than I'm spending. So, oh, I hate the red spikes. The red spikes will destroy your turrets. Anything that's an on-ground AoE will pretty much instantly kill your turrets. Next box. Alright, some turrets are down. There's more. I like to get at least 6, but I'm not a stickler about staying at 7. Wow, come on. Give me some. Frickin'. Oh, they're dead. Okay.
I'm heading to the next exploration
Oh, they're
spot.
dead. Pick up. There we go. That's something the game doesn't tell you can do. And you can do that anywhere. You could do that in Viral Frenzy if you want to as well. My hurt just a little bit. I'm not going to be super crazy about getting perfect set here. Anything past 2 of those doesn't really do much for you. Batteries, you want batteries. You want not amulets, but the other. What are they called? Can't remember what they're called. They look like the amulets, but they're not amulets. They're like something else. They have the exact same effect as the scopes, though. The first one, it increases ultimate charge efficiency and skill damage by 10%. So you want to try to get the effect of skill damage plus 10% on one of your 2 if you can. If you're really trying to min-max for the boss, I'm not super worried about this right now. 6 batteries is the best. Or axes are also good for her. And I think that's pretty much it. Those 4. Oh yeah, that's right. This is a duo. This one's fun. Ooh, I got 7 right away. Let's go. Let's see if I can keep these 7 up the whole time. I'm kind of like, I kind of don't want to throw my ult now. Normally I'd throw my ult pretty early, but yeah, screw it. Let's throw my ult. Why not? Oh, yeah, a bunch of those turrets would have just died anyway.
Who told you this was a fair fight?
Oh. There we go. There's 7. Kind of tanked all the chips I just picked up, not getting very many turrets out for right now, but whatever. Oh, not more red. I like my turrets being alive. Oh, they both went into phase 2 at the same time. God damn. That's rough. This one I'm going to have to rethrow turrets a lot because they're going to throw a lot of rapid hitting attacks. I try to save my L1 for when I drop out of temp shields. Or if I want to throw right before an ult, but I honestly don't even care that much about jumping over these. I just don't want to be in that blade out. 6 is fine. Yeah, you. Oh, you came away. I was like, I was supposed to say, you stay over there and keep attacking that turret. You can't jump while you're placing turrets either, which kind of sucks. But these turrets will shoot from really far away. Like, their range is nuts, unless you put that perk on that limits them to 5 meters. Which, like I said before, I am not a fan. Especially for stuff like this. Like, none of these turrets would be hitting the boss. The range is pretty short. Like, this turret right here, if I was about, like, this far away, that would be the range. I got 5. Let's see if I go down. Alright, let's try to get up to 6. Come on. Can you not with the range span? A few other almost dead. Number 4, let's just pop a few more. Just to build up. Ults. I got plenty of turrets and stuff. And Blade right after. Wow, they killed them pretty even. That was kind of nuts. Usually one dies a lot faster than the other.
Yet?
So, that's the build. Hope you guys learned something, and if you want to post in the comment section what kind of video you want to see next, let me know. I'm definitely going to be doing Blade, Aurora, and Yuri in some order over the next 3 days, and maybe some Arbiter shorts. Until then, I'll see you guys later.